of Assured Real Estate Services. Welcome to Everything Real Estate Podcast, where we talk about everything from the top to the bottom and everything in between when it comes to real estate. Yes, these podcasts are to educate, motivate, and empower you. Today is Friday, April the 17th, and we have with us the ACE Central Property Inspection Team. The owner is Mr. Spencer Ernest, and we have Athena Horton here with them. I got that right, Athena.
Yeah.
Thank you all for agreeing to be here with us and tell everyone about your services and the new things that you've implemented. Now, Spencer, I remember you when you was a one-man team. You were good then, but now you're great because you got a full-blown team, and I am so proud of you. Before we get into this, tell the audience a little bit about you and ACE Central Property Inspection.
Well, I'd love to, Cheryl, and thank you for having me here. I don't know if you remember this, but actually I started my company, it was March of 2017, and I actually did my first paid inspection for your brokerage. It was for Sharita McCray. So, I mean, we have a lot of history there, and very excited about it. Again, when I first got started, as she mentioned, I was a one-man team, so I was going out doing the marketing, doing the inspections, answering the phone calls, and I knew at some point I was going to need some help because no one can do this alone. And I think some important things that we have to do is to try to find talented people to help us, get them, tell them what's required of the job, and then leave them alone and let them do their job. So I'm not big on micromanaging. We have to step in and even during this process, what I've tried to work on is my systems and processes. So the way we do business, and we try to write those down. This is how we do this. This is how we do that, and improve those. Find out what works, and make those better. And if it doesn't work, we'll get rid of it. And so that's how we tried to accomplish that. Who I have beside me over here is our growth coordinator, and that's Miss Athena Horton. And just extremely happy to have her here. I've been able to watch my numbers and how they've been grown since she's been a part of the company. And one thing I always used to think about is when I'm in an inspection and I'm in a crawl space or an attic and someone calls the phone, and I couldn't help it. I had to be a little short with them because I'm breathing air from out of a crawl space or an attic, and they tell me
Just shoot me a text.
Right. Shoot me a text. They're shopping right now. They're gonna call 6 more inspectors, and I'm in the middle of this crawl space. But now I don't have to. I have with Athena's expertise here. She can slow them down, explain the process, and a lot of inspections that we may not normally get, we get now because the other guys are in crawl spaces answering the phone.
We didn't understand that back then. I'm trying to ask him something. And Athena, tell us a little bit about you and how you're enjoying ACE Central Property Inspection.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having us. We are really excited to be here today. It's like a field trip under the circumstances. So I'm very pleased to be working with Spencer for his company, ACE Central Property Inspection. One of the things that makes me feel really encouraged about his business is him. He seeks knowledge, he's sharp, he's a smart guy, and he cares. So that's something I like to make a point with clients and potential agents who we've never worked with before, that we genuinely care about the home inspection process. We understand how important it is in the home buying process, and we care about the people that we're serving. And one of the things that Spencer says is we do inspections. We inspect buildings and houses, but we serve people, and that's true. And so I have a strong background in business development, and I'm also a talker. I'm a friendly person.
No.
What? Me? I'm such a meek little mouse. And I'm a friendly person, and I genuinely care, so it's easy for me to line up with his values in the company. I'm sorry, what was the second part?
That was it. I just wanted you to tell us about you and the company. But, you know, the clients have to know that we are closing every day. Transactions are still going on, and we're closing on listings coming to the market. And there's a lot going on, especially with the home inspection. I want to know, how are you all handling that now, since we have this coronavirus pandemic where, you know, it's social distancing and the stay at home? How are you all handling it differently from what you used to do, or are you handling it the same?
So what we've been experiencing lately is there have been less people at the inspections. As a home inspector, we was always in charge of even before this, after this, and during this, the welfare of the people. Like when we're conducting an inspection, the welfare of the people that's there has always been our, you know, we can be liable for that if they end up getting hurt. So that's always been top of our mind, but now a lot more so. And what we've been seeing is that we're having less people at the inspections. We've been having agents more readily give us these one-day codes now.
We used to couldn't get them at first.
Right, we're getting a lot of one-day codes. Brian is actually on inspection right now where they shot us the one-day code this morning. And so those inspections are just basically the inspector at the house by themselves. However, there are times when you know, people have to be there. I've had them done several ways, and while I'm thinking about it, I just recently passed another course, the COVID-19 home inspector course. I should have brought my certificate, so I'm COVID certified on how to conduct these inspections. But I've noticed, like we did one last week, and we went in the house and did the inspection. It was actually, we try to cut down, because sometimes Brian and I team up on inspections. We try to cut that down sometime, but if the home is bigger, he'll get a section and I get a section, and we'll kind of meet somewhere in the middle. But I thought it was kind of funny when we get ready to go over the report. The client, she sat in her truck the whole time, and then we did a driveway speech and went over the report in the driveway. But those are some of the things we're doing now. We also have the ability to use modern technology, so we can do those, what they call it, Zoom or different type of digital things, and virtual like things. I've done that with some agents where they'll call a client, and so I'm just not all technical. I'm a little old school, and whatever they did. But anyway, we go on there, and you know, we can do a digital live and go over all our findings that way. We're wearing PPE, which is personal protective equipment. So we go in the home, we got the shoe covers on, we have gloves and masks. And then sometimes, I mean, it's not, we can't keep them on all the time. So we just try to keep them on when needed. And then we're trying to keep that distance, that 6 feet of distance. So we may, and you know, normally we go get up closer and go over things. We kind of spread it out a little bit. And if that answers that question.
Yes. So let me ask you this. Normally doing an inspection, is it best for the client to be there or just wait till you finish? When they're normally there, do they ask you any questions?
Right. Normally, I would always say that they should be at an inspection. You know, not when this COVID stuff is over. Because there's, you know, we've got that old analogy that a picture is worth 1,000 words. That's one thing, but showing them and being there is even better. Because sometimes, like in the report, they may not understand the severity of it though. Like it could give an example, like some things may be just a easy little fix. A dishwasher doesn't have a high loop. I can just point out to them, all it just needs a little U-clamp under there and let the hose go up first and then let it go down. Prevent gray water from backing up into the clean water system. but they may see it on the report and think it's more of a big deal. So that's an example how I like to have them at the report so I can explain these things to them. Hey, this is not a big deal. It's an easy fix to it. Although we may have it on here as a safety hazard, which it is, the fix is a relatively easy one. So I always prefer them to be at the inspection because there's little tidbits of information that we can give them that we can't when you're not there.
But it was good doing the virtual also. You like that? Is that something that you can get accustomed to?
I do it. I got one of my agents who has a lot of military clients, and so they're never able to be. They're somewhere across the country. They be buying homes,
Or even on a boat
right?
in the middle of the
That's
ocean.
correct. They're buying these houses sight on scene. So pretty much every time I do an inspection with her, we do a virtual.
Okay. So if the property is not vacant now and the owners still live there, is it pretty much the same way that you do it, or do you take extra precautionary measures when someone is actually
I try to
living
pretty
there?
much do it all the same way because I want to be consistent in my approach. Because whether they're there or not, we want to have a level of safety involved. So if they're there, typically what will happen is they'll go up in one corner somewhere and stay, and we'll inspect the entire home. And in a lot of cases, I've had. Because a lot of people are working from home now. And so what they'll do is they'll just take off. Like one guy, I'm going to go to walk in the park or go to Starbucks or whatever. I'm like, Starbucks is open? I didn't question him, but I didn't really. Okay, so he told me he was going to head to Starbucks. So they may take off for a minute and just leave the property. Because now, as I mentioned, since they're working from home now, they're at home.
Okay. Now, because of this pandemic, have your business decreased significantly?
No, ma'am.
Wow, that means that you all give quality service.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So I've, I've been thinking about this because we want to plan ahead. If you're a business owner, it's not just myself now. Now I got Athena, I got Brian that works for me, and I got Bill. So as a business owner, you want to have some safety for these guys. You want to have some employment for them, some work for them, so they can take care of their bills.
May I
Sure.
interject? I'm very thankful. I'm extremely thankful that our business is actually doing a little bit better
Wow.
over last year's numbers at this time, and that I'm still employed. And he hasn't asked me to take a pay cut or anything. I just want to express that right now, that we are still doing inspections, we're still keeping ourselves busy, but we are taking all the safety precautions that he talked about, like his certification with the COVID-19. That's very interesting. When he told me, I was like, wow, good for you. Yeah, I'm super thankful, and I wanted to say that also. I am still working while I'm in this meeting, so if you see me playing on the phone, I'm not trying to be rude.
Yeah. So I've been in contact with. I'm in a network group of inspection companies all across the country, and for some of them in these larger markets, some of these they employ 10, 15 inspectors, so they've been having to lay off. Furlough some of their inspectors just because of what's going on now. And I think with us, we only have 2 inspectors, myself and Brian. And I think we're at an early part of our growth where it's not really affecting us now. If I had 10 more inspectors working for me, then I think it'd be more of an issue. And then I was also thinking one of the reasons is we catch such a wide area. We go, like in Tennessee, we go Fayette County, Tipton County, we all up in Bolivar, Tennessee, and then we go back through Mississippi. As far as out as like Tunica, we go about a mile in each direction. So I think with that big old wide area, the metropolis that we're in, and we only have 2 inspectors now. So we're hoping that once this curve come around, we'll be able to add some more inspectors, and that's what we're working on. So trying to improve those things.
Okay, well, during this time, I have a lot of, I won't say a lot, but I have more downtime now, and I'm actually doing online courses. I'm doing the ePro, leadership, something with RRC, a whole lot of classes. Are you continuing your education now?
So it's good you asked that because I actually heard you on Facebook. This was like a month or so ago, and I was hearing you mentioning something about the continuing education. And I was like, she right on point with that. I heard that, and I feel the same way because during this COVID, there's some things that are beyond our control.
Yes.
However, there are some things that we can control. We can take these educational courses that we need anyway. We can continue to sharpen the sword and educate ourselves and work on our systems and processes and how we conduct our business. And I think that's what we should be focusing on. I can't control what's going on
Right.
with the other things and stuff. And so I'm not going to attempt it. But what I can control is me being a better myself, personal growth. So those are things that we're working on.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, do you all offer anything else besides home inspections? Are you into mold or?
Absolutely. I'm gonna let Athena.
So we do home inspections. We can do the home inspection representing the buyer. We can also do a pre-listing inspection. This would be where we would be representing the seller. I'll let Spencer give any details he might have, but we think that's a good idea because, in my opinion, it makes the seller very transparent to the buyer, and it might alleviate some of the back and forth that happens. They can show, any major work that was done before they even.
Yes. It'll save a lot of time too on negotiating if these things are already done up front.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know if I was a buyer and some homeowner had all of this information available to me showing how proactive they're being about selling their home, that would make me feel like they really care.
Yes.
So we do that. We do the warranty inspection where if you get the 1-year warranty on the home, you want to call us 9 or 10 months in, we can inspect components that are covered under your warranty to see if you need to take advantage of the warranty before it expires.
Okay.
As well, we do pool inspections, and we really like to do the pool inspection when we're doing the full inspection.
All at one time, huh?
We really do. I mean, we will come for just the pool. You and I, whoever calls me, will talk about it, and I will confer with the owner of the company, Mr. Ernest. And yes, ma'am, we do mold and air sampling. So we've actually been finding an increase in that business. Yeah.
Also with mold, the mold you can do, because people ask me about that lead paint testing. We do that as well.
Lead and
Yes, I
asbestos.
needed one of those
asbestos.
this week.
Yeah, we do lead paint, asbestos. It's the same lab. So the same lab that does the mold does the lead paint testing. It does asbestos as well. Okay.
And I've been told that Spencer might be the only inspector in Memphis licensed for lead and asbestos.
It wasn't my buyer, but I know she had to have one. She asked my client to do it, and they said no. How much does that normally run for a lead-based paint inspection?
That fee will be $300.
Oh, okay. No wonder they said no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But so that covers all the shipping. It covers my inspector's travel and time there for the actual test.
Yeah.
And then,
The lab fee.
yes, the lab fee as well. And then the results are made available via email from the lab. And the lab is available for like additional clarification type of questions too. So, if there's a real concern about it, I would say $300 is a lot better than any potential health risks that could occur or anything like that. And with that being said, I do want to say this, and I hope I'm not going off the mark too much, so you stop me if I am, but I like to let everybody know, like, we are not the cheapest inspector in town.
That's right.
We're not. We are competitive. We are flexible. We do care. As I stated, we inspect buildings and houses, but we serve people. But we have a lot that we have to cover with the money that we make from our inspection services. And because we're selling a service, not a good, it's a little bit harder to like put it on sale. However, again, we do work with people occasionally if there's extenuating circumstances. I like to ask people to just communicate with us, just talk to me. I take all the incoming phone calls and try to be as helpful and accommodating as I can. And I also want to let people know we're not the cheapest, but we are the most thorough.
That's true.
And what sets us apart is our mentor, Mr. Bill Ross. Bill has been in the industry since 1984. He was a training instructor for a home inspection school since 91. He owned his own inspection company. There's almost nothing this man hasn't seen. And we all learn from him, even me. I don't do inspections. I'm not getting in nobody's crawl spaces.
Me either. I don't like bugs.
Maybe a little extra if you go. I was gonna say there might be a little extra if you do the
If I start doing all the crawl spaces.
But I don't have a problem with the service or the price.
Yeah.
It has worked for me for years, and I appreciate you all.
We appreciate it, Michelle.
Thank
Well, I have another question.
Sure.
I know now I'm having to use new systems and do things a little different. Have you all had to change systems or add on?
Right. So currently, what we're working on now is a software that I think is just gonna blow this market out of the way. The agents, the clients, is gonna be a lot more receptive. And I'm gonna let Athena kind of explain some of these, some of the new features and benefits of it. However, I got the gentleman she was referring to, Bill Ross, my mentor. He's actually working in the background for me now, updating and getting the comments together that we're gonna use, because we just want to perfect. I want this to be kind of like my little masterpiece, because if you think about it, the tangible thing that we give is the inspection report. That's what we give, and I want to have it. I want to have it top of the line. I want to have links and helpful links for the client. All they got to do is click on it. I want to have things like for new home buyers, a maintenance schedule that in the back of the book they can click on it and on certain things. All right, in the spring you need to work on this. In the fall you can work on this. Just a lot more things on it. So that's what I'm working on, and I think once we get this, this is gonna take us to a whole nother level. So you can see I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I am too. I can't wait to see it.
Yes, I'm seriously excited. So is our lead inspector, Brian Chester, and our mentor, Bill Ross. Very excited about this new software. So there will be a dashboard so that the agent should be able to access every report we've ever done for you, and set up your own inspection times. Now, I'm going to say this, we don't want to lose that warm touch that we have now. I don't want to discourage anyone from calling or texting our business line. Can I say our business line?
Yes.
Our business phone number is 901-800-6807. It's a mobile device. I answer the phone 12 hours a day, Monday through Saturday, so we're always available, and you can text anytime. But with this new system, you should be able to go in and like plug in a couple of options of inspection times. Depending on how we end up setting the parameters of the software, you might be able to, we got to talk about that, the particulars, but you might be able to actually pick your inspection time, plug it in, you know it's done, maybe it's 12 o'clock at night and you just got home from your NARAB meeting or something.
I love that idea, because I don't have to pick up the phone. I like it better if I can type it in and get my appointment.
Well, and at this point, you don't have to call me. You can text me on the phone number 901-800-6807. You can email me at our Gmail account, which is acecentralproperty1@gmail.com. The other things that are going to be great about this software, there's going to be jump to sections. So if you want to get to, like, you want to go look at the plumbing, you're not going to have to fiddle through pages to look for it. You're going to be able to just jump to, this is a cloud-based system. You will have the ability to print reports, but you won't have to print the report. You'll be able to zoom in on pictures. The repair addendum is going to be very, very useful and time saving for the agent as well. Because there will be a repair addendum attached, and it will be able to read the report as well. So it'll be easy to plug in a list of repairs.
It would be nice if y'all could say repair or replace.
Yes.
Right. So that when
That would help me out on my.
when he said that
proposal.
Bill is working on our comments, that would be a perfect example. The way that the report is written is very, very important, and so that's why he is saying it's his masterpiece, and it really is. I'm telling you, just talking with him, talking with Brian, talking with Bill, as Bill usually comes to all the presentations with me, and he teaches me. It's very important that you word the comments correctly on the report, and that's another thing that I like to let people know. That with thorough, that's one of the things that goes along with being thorough, is knowing how to write the comments, and we do. So for some of the agents who are familiar with us, they probably heard me say that we're going to launch this system soon. We haven't yet because it's not perfect yet. It's not where we want it to be. We want this to be very stellar. So yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Right. And so that's what I mean while I was saying my mentor Bill is working on those comments, and he's a big proponent of, we use this term called DED, an acronym. It means deduct, evaluate, and direct. And so each comment should have that it should be stated in that form. So we should deduct, we should kind of tell them what the defect is, and then evaluate, tell them kind of what the implications is. And then the direct part is to tell them what our recommendations are. So if we put in all the comments in that form, it should kind of leave out the little ambiguous nature of sometimes that comes in like, well, what does he really mean by this and stuff. So that's sort of trying to get the communication is such a key in everything that we do. Absolutely.
Well, this has been great. We're winding down.
Okay.
Do you all have any last minute comments that you would like to tell us, or anything we need to know?
So I do. So since this COVID has happened, it has given me an opportunity, and this is kind of off the beaten path a little bit, but so I've invested in me one of those air fryers, and I bought the book with all these recipes in it, and so Athena is like went to chef school. And so she's been helping me. I went to the store the other day and spent like $70 on like different seasonings, herbs and stuff like that. So that's kind of what I'm working on. And when this is all over with, I'm going to get with Cheryl and a lot of agents around the area, and we want to do have a little cooking competition, because just in my meeting all these agents, everybody's experts when it comes to that field, according to them. So,
Right, so we think.
Right. So we're gonna have like a little cookout, and we may have some judges, and really, I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah, we are.
We've been
I
talking
think I
about
better stick to being a judge.
Okay. That'd be fine.
So you can eat it.
Yes.
Then you want to get some final words.
I just want to tell you, Ms. Cheryl, how much I appreciate your professionalism.
Thank you.
You are very kind and warm and welcoming, and I'm just really glad that you and Spencer already had a relationship established so that I could have a relationship with you too. Your firm has some amazing agents, and we appreciate you very much. Very much, Ms. Cheryl. Yes, ma'am.
And I appreciate you all. So wasn't this awesome? Like I told you, we discussed everything from the top to the bottom and everything in between. Until next time, peace.
All right.
This is great.
Hey, what size clothes do you wear?
A 10.
No, ma'am.
Yep, yes, I'm a strictly